Hey guys, this is Dylan, and this week I'm doing an I Am Alive achievement guide for you guys. We're going to be doing Ultimate Rescuer, which is to get all 20 victims and survivors. This is part 1, so I'm going to do the first 5 victims. Now, this is at the very beginning of the game. This is right after you get the machete and kill a few guys. This med pack I just picked up here, first aid kit. I'm particularly showing this. It's not really missable, but I'm showing this because if you've noticed my health bar, I'm kind of low on health, and I just want to show you guys, don't use the first aid kit, you're going to need it. So if you just keep following the path, again, the survivor here is not missable, you have to run past her, but again, if you use the first aid kit, you can't get the survivor, so obviously don't use it. And this man here got stabbed, so we're gonna patch him up with the first aid kit. Because in this post-apocalyptic world, the first aid kit will stop you from dying of stab wounds. So I'll be showing you guys how to get each of the items required for the victims, as well as showing you where the victims are. And you'll actually get 3 achievements from just this guide alone. That's the My First Rescue, the 3 victims helped, and the 5 victims helped. Now this next thing I'm showing you is right after you drop off May at the mall and you're sent to go find the medicine for her. Instead of taking the lift down to the streets, you're just going to keep going to the right and following around the top floor of the mall. We're actually going to find the inhaler for the guy that you could actually hear. When you were bringing May up to the top of the mall, you could kind of hear a guy coughing below, and they kind of the main character and May make note of that. So we're actually going to circle around back to him in a moment. Actually, first time going through, I was worried it was a bandit again, so. Don't mind my sporadic movements. I'm very curious and I like to search for anything I can find. So, very thorough in my searching. But, hey, if I wasn't, I wouldn't have this guide, right? And here's the elevator we're about to go down, but before that, just turn right here, and here's the inhaler you're going to need. Now, I'll show you how to climb down the elevator as well. I actually got confused a few times here and started climbing up the elevator, thinking I had to go back to the top. Again, I was trying to avoid people. I was very nervous first playing this game and trying not to run into any more bandits, especially since I tended to die a lot. Slide down here. See, in hindsight, this actually looks very, very simple, but when I was trying to avoid people, it seemed a lot more dangerous. And oh so graceful, jumping back up instead of just climbing up. But
I've been stuck here for days.
This guy's got wicked bad asthma.
That's all I needed. Just enough to get me out of here when this damn dust storm's over. You want to know more about the event? After struggling with the earthquakes for several days, we were soon faced with a new threat. That thick plume of dust.
Now, I left this next part in here because if you kind of notice off to the top right now, there's a little arrow pointing. If you have a bullet for your gun, you can actually shoot the lock off and run inside. You'll get an extra retry, and can't remember what else is it. Fruit cocktail or a bottle of water? I'll see in just a moment.
No one who went out ever came back.
It says to shoot the padlock. There's actually a few of these in the game, so you may want to make sure you always have an extra bullet around. Although the combat can make it difficult to carry an extra bullet. It's painkillers, so that was way off. And then there's the extra retry. Now this next thing I'm going to show you is after you get on the lift and you climb up onto the train tracks, you're on your way to the construction site to climb up to get the medicine for May, and if you climb up this pole here, instead of climbing up to the right, where you'll see the little light there to climb into the window. You're actually going to climb to the left, and we're going to get the next item we're going to need for a later on survivor. Not immediately useful, but again, I'm not sure how many of these there are, and it's definitely the first one you can get before seeing the survivor, and it's a bottle of wine. Okay, and this next one is right after you get the grappling hook and the medicine for May. You can actually kind of see the first aid kit down there through the crack in the wall. So you're just gonna swing like this, and as you can see, I'm not very graceful here. Kind of hurt myself, but whatever. Quickly pop a painkiller, and all is better. So in here is actually a first aid kit and an inhaler. You don't need the inhaler right now, but you will later. And the first aid kit is actually going to use just up ahead. And this is where you are on the map, at the very, very top of the construction building. Next up, this is right after you slide down the side of the skyscraper. You get all the way to the bottom. This is actually right near the end of this this level or chapter, whatever you want to call it.
I should be able to get back to the street through here.
I'll show you here. Most of the survivors or victims, you can actually hear them before you see them usually. This one, you'll kind of hear them panting in agony or just breathing heavily. And then when you get close, he'll call out to you. As you can see, the way out is actually just up ahead here, but if you turn around and go back this way, again, I'm just always looking for more collectibles and items to gather. You can kind of see him down there next to the rubble, squirming around. Now, actually, funny story, this is, if you were listening to any of the dialogue between the bandits earlier, this is the guy they were talking about, the one with the rotting arm, who they decided to abandon and leave behind. So now these oral rehydration salts are going to be used later as well. So you want to make sure you always have at least one on you. Most things other than painkillers, bottles of water, and fruit cocktails, you tend to want to save if it's not something you find often, because chances are a survivor is going to want it. And here's the victim you help. So yeah, we're going to cut off his arm now, because that's a great idea in a post-apocalyptic world. Again, first aid kit saves the day, stops him bleeding to death. Don't know how. Must be a really good first aid kit. But there's your next achievement, the 3 victims helped.
You can still find the stuff you need. Every time an earthquake shakes up the city, it uncovers new stuff we couldn't get at before.
And now we're going back outside the building near the end. As soon as you climb down, you're going to see the train tracks ahead of you, the same ones you walked in on. And if you climb up the first pole here and turn immediately left and walk across this balcony like I'm doing right now, you're going to go the right direction. Now you can kind of see on the map here the building we're heading towards, and you can see it in the distance right now as well. It's the building on the right at the end with the fencing on top. I'll show you a clearer shot here in a second. Right there, and you can kind of see the way you climb up. There's a pipe on the right hand side, and in the middle you can clearly see some handholds you can easily climb up. So I'll cut to that in just a second. And there we go, now we're climbing up. Now this next thing we're going for is a battery for the 5th and last survivor I'm going to show you in this video, guys. It's at the very top. As soon as you get up there, it's right there as soon as you get around the fence. But also up here is the 4th survivor, so I'll show you that as well. This is the building. The 5th survivor is actually just above this building in the streets below, down in the dust. And I'm going to show you that one backwards because I actually took a really slow way down to that guy and almost suffocated a couple times. So After I get him, I'll show you the quickest way down to him. Now as well, while I'm just wandering around, I will point out there's 20 victims and survivors I mentioned at the beginning of this video, so I'm actually going to be doing this in a 4-part video for 4-part achievement guides. So there'll be 5 survivors in each and the items required to get to them. And just jump across here. And as you can see, there's a couple in the background there. And this is what you needed the wine for. For whatever reason, this lady is old and just really, really wants to get drunk. I mean, what else are you gonna do? Let's crack a bottle and get drunk.
Nothing. Not a cent. Here comes a lonely hero. He's gonna find me the last bottle of wine on Earth.
For all we know, it could be the last bottle of wine on Earth. Ubisoft's not very specific in their details there.
I like a man who knows how to charm a woman.
And again, this is the 5th survivor, so I skipped how I got down to him because I took the long way. I'm going to show you the quickest way down to him and the safest. This guy managed to get himself trapped under some rubble, so this forklift here just needs a battery, and we're going to dig him out with it. Seems like you drop more rubble on him though. And there's the last achievement for this guy, the 5 victims health, and first part of the ultimate rescuer done. So, and now I'll show you the easy way down. So, just have this pipe here. So while it's loading here, I'll just let you ask you guys to please leave a comment at the bottom. Let me know what you think. Check back later for part 2 of this guide, and like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and share it with all your friends. Now, just in the distance there, at the top of this, you'll see the building we were just on, where you got the battery and saw the old people off to the side. You actually see right there, you can climb down between the fence, walk across this beam, and there you have it. So thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one.